Guys, today is the 27th of May 2020. It's 24 minutes past 4 in the afternoon over here in the UK. Today, SpaceX plans to launch a spacecraft into space, a manned spacecraft, the first time since 2011, so they say. I'm not getting into whether it's real, whether you can travel to space, whether it's possible to go through a dome, if there's a dome, or if there's not a dome, if the Earth is flat or if it's round. All of that is for a different subject. The reason I'm making this video is because I'm seeing a couple of things converging with the iPad Goat 2 video, which is a video I and myself and others have been studying for a long time now, and we believe that it depicts events that are to take place in the future, that future potentially being our present. So today is the 27th of May and they plan to launch this spacecraft up into the atmosphere, let's just say. Whether you can get to space or not, I don't know. It reminded me of a video I posted, does it have the date here? I'll just say some time back. It's the astronaut in the kid's eyes, the kid being the goat, the child goat, which is referred to as a kid. And in my interpretation, what I could see in this pupil here is the reflection of an astronaut. Here being the helmet, this pupil is acting as the dark visor of the helmet. You can see there. Stop that for a second. Just here, this little square of white I managed to find. The outline is a flag, which again kind of connects you with astronauts and the whole moon landing. Again, not getting into whether that's real or not. The fact that the astronaut's helmet here kind of leaves you with a crescent moon, again gives you a reference to kind of moon landings, the flag being planted, the astronauts that went there, or supposedly went there. Now, I've interpreted before this 666 barcode. I'm going to stop touching the screen. The 666 barcode is not just a reference to the mark of the beast, but also upside down is 999, which is a UK emergency reference. That's the number for our emergency services. And together, 9 plus 9 plus 9 gives you the number 27. And I've often talked about number 27 throughout my channel. You can see there's a lot dedicated to the number 27. And the combination of the number 27 and the astronaut in the kid's eyes, plus the fact that SpaceX is launching their first manned spacecraft today, is interesting because it brings me to other points in the iPad Go 2 video. I'm going to turn the volume down. Now, as we go into the classroom, a lot of you will remember that we've often interpreted the George Bush character as representing Donald Trump as well. A big point for that is because this video is talking about the future, and obviously I don't think they would have put Donald Trump in there as an obvious character reference, but they've given a D on the hat above his head, which obviously in a classroom wearing that kind of conical hat refers you to a dance, an old school method of embarrassing children who are misbehaving, but could also in this reference give you a connection to the first letter of the name of the president that we're referring to, which in this case is Donald Trump. On the eyebrow here, we've got an image that looks like Donald Trump with the hair, but this person or character is lying on their back. Long tie, just like Donald Trump wears as well. And I've seen Donald Trump in recent days kind of rocking back and forth, sort of unable to maintain his balance or stand still for a very long amount of time, or prolonged amount of time. He's also been taking hydrochloroquine, zinc, and other drugs and medications, Adderall, and all of those things affect the heart. And one thing that may happen is he could have an arrhythmia or a heart attack, or at least that's what we could be told, which could cause him to collapse or something like that. Maybe that happens by itself, or maybe it happens in conjunction with something shocking. Now, I've got a watch on June 5th for potential connection with Donald Trump and coronavirus. But today, before I go into that, in this video, it's referring to the referring to the first 9/11, the George Bush character in the school when he received the news of the planes going into the Twin Towers. In this video, we have a replica, George Bush, in a classroom with children. We are presumed to be in Florida at this point in the video because that's where George Bush was. Now, I think that we're having sort of similar situations take place today. Now, on this eyebrow here, we have the number 5 going one way and the number 2 going the other way. So it's giving you dual numbers. And this here could be referred to as a backward 7. 527, obviously that could refer to today, May 27th. Now that could be in conjunction with something happening to Donald Trump. But also in the background, we know that there's a missile on the board. Now, we referred to this as a missile before, but it could also be a spacecraft in stages of separation with the 3 dots, which represent sperm droplets at the same time, depicting, a spacecraft rather than just a missile or just a penis ejaculating or urinating. Again, today a spacecraft is launching, and they'll be launching from Florida, and in conjunction with Florida, Donald Trump will also be going there. Of course, he'll be going there. So let's have a look at the schedule for Donald Trump. He's due to depart Washington at 12:40 p.m. and to arrive at NASA's shuttle landing facility 2:35 p.m. They'll be there until the launch, I'm guessing, which I think is around 4:33 p.m. Let's see, around that time. There we go. The President and the First Lady participate in a viewing of Spacex demonstration mission to launch. So maybe what we see in the George Bush / Donald Trump's behavior here is something taking place in Florida like the launch. So after this point where he's, pointing fingers at everybody, he then has the twirling head motion, the underwater explosion, the tsunami motion, but then that particular motion, the looking up and over, sort of suggests something being launched. And again, as we've said before, it could be that it's a missile. Indeed, the house does look like a nuclear rocket, as well as a boat, potentially an aircraft carrier. But it could also be a spacecraft, a rocket, in that sense. Now, when I think about that, I'm thinking, what could cause Donald Trump to have a heart attack if it was connected to the space launch? And I think that comes back to the beginning of this video, where we're shown the reference again of 10, 10, see if I'm quick enough. No, it wasn't quick enough. 10, 10, and then 7. I'll try and get it one more time. Those of you who have seen my videos will know what I'm referring to. So 2 10s, and there we go. 7, 3 on one hand, 4 on the other, giving us a reference to the number 27. And at the same time, we're hearing this tapping, which in my interpretation of Morse code gives us a connection to the word SARS, which is a part of the family of coronavirus, which obviously we're going through now. I released that video in 2019. But I'm also keen to the fact that that sound is connected to typing, and the fast typing, or the fast tapping rather, accompanied with the fast moving fingers, suggests some sort of cyber attack. The darkness again gives you a reference to potentially a blackout, which can be caused by a cyber attack. Now, what if, and I hope nothing like this happens, and I pray nothing like this happens, these are just interpretations, but what if there is a cyber attack during the launch of this SpaceX Mission 2 spacecraft, and something happens in flight that causes it to go the way of the Challenger, for example. That one was obviously the biggest televised catastrophic incident of a space shuttle exploding and killing all the people inside. If something like that were to happen again today, but not being connected to anything faulty with the actual spacecraft itself, but to do with cyber attacking, then maybe we'll have all of these events, or potentially some of these events that we've talked about, actually happen. So I would just say keep an eye out today, especially around this space launch that they're going to be doing. Keep an eye out for a potential cyber attack. Keep an eye out for a potential incident with Donald Trump. Maybe something involving his heart. And also keep an eye out for, potential blackout. The number 27 I've gone over so many times, I don't feel I need to justify my seeing it anymore. And I've always said that if it's not a 27 in this month, it may be a 27 in the next month. And the only month and date 27 can refer to is July 2nd, which I do have on watch. But before that, we've got this 527 reference. We've got Donald Trump in Florida. We've got a space launch, possibility of cyber attack, possibility of blackout. So keep your eyes open. You guys have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and may the Heavenly Father bless you.